Lynch, an emphatic 9-5 victory on Saturday night against Dundee Tigers. It was a great game to watch as a fan. How was it to coach in?
Um, yeah, I think offensively we were excellent. I think it was our best game offensively by far. Scoring 9. I think every time we looked down the ice, we skated down the ice with the puck, we looked capable of scoring. So that was good to see. The other side of the game, defensively, in the first couple of periods, every time we scored, we seemed to give away a cheap goal. Defensively, we need to make a couple of little tweaks, which we started doing tonight, just to make us a little bit tighter, especially in the slot and battling away in the corners on their own end and things like that. But let's not take anything away from the guys. The third period was excellent. To win a game 9-5, the fans all went home happy, so it was a good night overall.
So as you say, the final period, it was an excellent period. The game went kind of back and forward the first two periods. There wasn't much between the teams. What were you saying at the end of the second going into the third?
Kind of just gave them 5 things to concentrate on. There was 5 things that we kind of said we could improve on, and to be fair to every single one of them, they did as we asked, and we had a great third period to win the period 4-1. I think we won it.
So the goals are coming through a lot of different players. It's not just one or two guys that scored. Sean Cochran, he scored on Saturday night. It was his first goal for a few weeks, and it was good to see him scoring. Sean's obviously came in as a goal scorer, but it's always great to see these guys. When they do hit a wee bit of a rut that they're not scoring.
Yeah, well, we always said at the start of the summer when we started putting the team together, I didn't want a first line, a second line, or a third line. I wanted 3 equal lines that could all put the puck in the net, and it's maybe taken us a little bit longer than we would have liked to find the right combinations, but I think we've got them now. Like I say, I was pretty impressed with all 3 lines, the way they played, not just the way they scored, but the way they forechecked, the way they caused turnovers and capitalised on things like that. I thought all 3 lines really looked good on Saturday night.
So it was a game we had to win. All the games are now, we're looking to pick up points. Did you feel that performance on Saturday, that was more like the Whitley performance?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said last week, I think we're looking to build momentum now. We've got another 4 or 5 games before the Christmas sort of break. We want to make sure we're right in the mix by winning all those games leading up to Christmas, and then we look to make a run at the top in the new year, all going well.
So this weekend's massive weekend again. Kirkcaldy Kestrel's home and away, home here on Saturday, over in Kirkcaldy on Sunday night. The last time we played them in the Scottish Cup, we ran them close, and bar maybe a few silly penalties at the start of the second, we possibly could have won that game. How big are these games against their closest rivals?
Massive. Like I say, they're the team that are directly above us in the league right now, and if we want to start climbing the table, we've got to start winning these games. 2 difficult games. Kirkcaldy got beat pretty heavily last weekend by Paisley, so they're going to be wanting to have a reaction to that. So we're going to have to definitely be at our best both games, but 4 points is what we're looking to take.
The last 3 games at home, the 3 wins that we've had at home, we've came out with a bit of a jump, we've started well. Is that something you speak to the players about before?
It was something that we spoke about, yeah, in the sense that the first 3 or 4 games we played, I think we always found ourselves behind early on. So, yeah, that was something we started trying to address a few weeks ago, and now, yeah, especially at home with the crowd behind us, the guys are coming out with a good bit of jump in their step.
So as you say, you just mentioned the fans there, and we're coming into a really big period that, wins are vital. How much do you need these fans behind you?
100%, and it's great to see so many of them, especially on the Saturday night games, where everybody knows Saturday night hockey's never really been a big thing in Murrayfield. The crowds, if there's going to be a bigger crowd, it's always been on a Sunday. But the Whitley Bay game and the Dundee Tigers game, from there was great crowds in the building, and they were making a lot of noise. And we're just trying to do our bit by winning every time they come in to watch a game. And we've done it 3 times in a row now. We want to do it again this Saturday. And as long as we can keep winning, I'm sure the fans will like what they see, and they'll keep coming every week.
Perfect. Cheers again, Lynch, and hopefully next week we're talking about a 4-point weekend.
Hopefully.
Jack, first time we've spoke to you on Caps TV this season. Just first of all, how much are you enjoying being part of the Caps team this year?
It's good. I love it. I had 2 years pretty much without hockey from COVID and Murrayfield not being open, so it's great to be back in the team, great to be training regularly, great to be playing matches every week and having fans all over the place. It's really, really cool.
And what about the team itself? Who's impressed you the most so far?
Little Joe Lynch. He's fantastic. He's a young guy, coach's son, but a fantastic guy, training so hard with juniors as well as ourselves, and like, you know, seeing someone young pushing us to our limit as well, you know, it really pushes the whole team. So he's a good kid.
So you're playing D this year. I think you can also play forward. Are you quite happy back on the blue line?
Yeah, I like D. It's definitely my natural position. I grew up playing D. I did enjoy a brief moment of forwards, trying to get the puck in the net a bit, but that's definitely not my style, as we found out. But it's nice being back in D. I've got good little partnerships with a couple of the D men, so that's good.
So it was a huge win on Saturday for the boys against Dundee Tigers. You know, I thought the game itself was a great advert for SNL hockey. How enjoyable was that to play in?
Oh, good. It was great. It was such a good match. I mean, frustrating for us. I think initially the first 2 periods we felt we were dominant. We scored a few goals, but we just kept giving up little goals, individual errors and stuff. So that really did push us. And at the end, I think we really tidied up our game and showed the crowd, you know, that we really can push away from other teams if we get rid of those individual errors.
So you just mentioned the crowd there. That was my next question. You know, the crowd here at Murrayfield, the 3 home games that we have had, has been really good. How much do the boys, you know, get a lift for that when they're coming out and starting the game?
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. Yeah, no, I love playing in front of the crowd, getting some noise in the stadium, and having the stadium sort of behind you instead of all of the boos and stuff that you get in away matches. So really nice having the crowd with us, and having the boys with us really makes the change room feel a bit more positive.
So a massive weekend coming up. We've got Kirkcaldy Kestrels home and away. First Saturday night here at Murrayfield Ice Arena. Do you feel we can get the 4 points this weekend?
I think so. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we've you know, as a team, we'd be disappointed if we didn't get the 4 points this weekend. We've got a few tough games here coming up to Christmas, but I think since the Whitley weekend there, we really got on the right foot, and we're going to try and plough through and catch these teams up in the league.
That's brilliant, Jack. Thanks for talking, and we'll catch up with you through the season.
Thank you very much. Cheers.